I do try to remind myself that I'm not, it's not my charge to scold people or to be the arbiter of how people operate on Earth in general, right? Yes. So where's the line, I guess, is sometimes difficult. Yeah. I wasn't necessarily someone who was like screaming at my friends 24/7 or anything like that. It was more just like if I thought someone was being inauthentic or rude to the bartender or something like that, I would take it upon myself, which, you know, and I've had family members and friends sort of ask that I let them handle things, you know, and not kind of insert myself at certain points. And I've really tried to take that on. Yeah. Because that's not respectful to them either. Right. People have the ability to handle things for themselves, but there have been certain situations, like I did have a situation at a job where I was working with someone who was undocumented. I guess my coworker who was, you know, undocumented and whatever, and the rest of us were. So I'm just saying that to say there's a power discrepancy, and you know that someone maybe doesn't have access and the ability to just change job left and right and whatever. And also maybe complain about management. He had not labeled something and this guy wanted to tell him that, which is fine. I mean, you have to correct people and tell them to do their job, but he chose to do it by taking the piece of tape and banging it against his head. And my response to that, I think, was very confrontational, but I think rightfully so. I was just, you don't touch people in a workplace. What are you doing? You know, like that's not at all acceptable. And, you know, like all of them are, he was cowardly. He was like, he's just joking. I was like, his face didn't look like he found it funny. I don't think you have that relationship. I work with you every day. You wouldn't do that to me. Yeah. You wouldn't do that to that guy. So why are you doing it? And he was just like, well, I won't do that kind of thing around you if it makes you uncomfortable. Again, trying to make it a thing where I'm a woman, I'm an emotional. It's like, no. You don't do that to anybody in a workplace. You don't put your hands on anybody in a workplace. And we can decide it here, and you can say that you're not going to do that and you're going to apologize to him. Or we can both go and sit with the owners and you can explain why you thought what you did was okay. Yeah. And his response to that was a very muttery sorry. And he did go and apologize to the guy. And I didn't see that repeat itself. So something like that, it's like I did insert myself, but at the same time, I feel to this day that this person didn't have the same agency to hoot and holler. The same way if we were in front of a cop, maybe you could yell, but being a black person, I'm going to shut my black ass up, right? It was like that kind of thing. Yeah. But yeah, it's always a hard line to toe because it boils my blood when people are bullies and they do demean people. And I don't feel safe around that. And to some extent it is selfish. It's not this idea that I'm like the keeper of everyone. It's more just like if these people are left unchecked, it will come to my freaking door. Absolutely. You don't let people operate that way. It always escalates, you know? I mean, look who's in office.